Stem cells are the body's raw materials that other specialized cells are created from. They can help doctors and scientists better understand how diseases occur and develop and be used as sample tissue to test drugs for safety and effectiveness. However, what's most special about them is that they can be used as regenerative medicine, which can produce new, healthy cells that can replace diseased tissue. Stem cells provide potential treatments for sickle cell disease, leukemia and lymphoma, spinal cord injury, diabetes, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, Lou Gehrig's disease, lung disease, arthritis, organ failure, blindness, HIV, and other conditions.
Under the right conditions in a body or laboratory, mitosis occurs, and stem cells create many daughter cells. These cells can become specialized cells or create more stem cells. Researchers create stem cells in labs, where they can be manipulated into the required type of cell. These special cells can be implanted into diseased areas and either replace defective cells or straighten them.
There are 4 types of stem cells. Adult stem cells are found in small numbers in adult tissues, such as marrow and fat, and have been shown by new studies to create alternative types of cells, have a more limited ability, be less versatile and durable than embryonic stem cells, and be more likely to contain abnormalities from environmental hazards, like toxins or errors created during mitosis. However, adult stem cells can be altered to be more versatile or pluripotent, meaning they can divide into any specific cell or more cells. However useful they may be, researchers are still unsure of the negative effects in the human body, and these stem cells are still being researched, but are not used as much to treat diseases.
Blood stem cells, which are found in the umbilical cord and amniotic fluid, have the ability to turn into specialized cells. Commonly referred to as perinatal stem cells, these are still being researched and not yet used to cure diseases. On the other hand, embryonic stem cells are both ready to be used for treatment and can divide into any specific cell or multiply. However, many people have ethical dilemmas relating to the origin of these stem cells. Embryonic stem cells come from blastocysts, embryos that are 3 to 5 days old.
Embryonic stem cells raise a serious question. When does a human exist? Those in favor of embryonic stem cell research argue that the 5-day-old embryos aren't living, while those against embryonic stem cell research argue that the embryos are human at this time. Both sides make valid points.
Anti, the second a one-cell organism or zygote is created, they are human.
Pro, a one-cell organism or zygote is not a human because within a 14 to 15-day time range, that one cell can become 2 separate humans, identical twins, both of which are not that original zygote.
Anti, the cells in a zygote coordinate with each other to create the initial beginnings of a human. Therefore, since they interact, they must be alive together.
Pro, stem cells are all the same and therefore do not make up a unique organism. They instead are individually alive but not alive together, meaning the embryo isn't a human.
Anti, embryos are humans and all humans have the right to life at any and all stages of development.
Pro, some people believe that most non-human animals do not have the same moral rights as humans because they lack our cognitive ability. Embryos do not have conscious thought and therefore are not entitled to the same rights.
Anti, embryos should be treated like humans they will become, as they will eventually gain human cognitive abilities and other developments. Embryos have the potential to develop without external factors, and therefore are human.
Oh, just because something has future potential does not mean it is equivalent to those who have assumed their potential. If the potential to become human is everything, then we should protect the trillions of egg cells that also have the potential to become humans.
Anti, regardless of right to life, morally, we cannot kill an innocent embryo. It has some intrinsic value to us as a part of our species.
Pro, embryos are of less value than mature human beings. Research hurting them that helps mature humans is morally correct.
Anti, the value of embryos is greater than the value of the advancements that research could enable.
Pro, if embryos are precious, then isn't discarding them after abortion morally incorrect? Wouldn't it be better to use them for research? If embryos are already discarded, is there any harm in trying to use them for research? Even if you see abortion as murder, it is still morally correct to make a destroyed embryo useful.
A survey done by Pew Research outlines people's opinions on the controversy. For non-embryonic stem cell research, 16% believe that it is morally wrong, 42% don't believe it is a moral issue, and 33% think it's morally acceptable. These numbers change when it comes to embryonic stem cell research. The poll shows that 22% believe it's morally wrong, 36% think that it's not a moral issue, and 32% believe that it's morally acceptable.
Because of the ethical dilemmas involved with this topic, stem cell research is not given enough federal funding. The total amount of allocations to the NIH has been $32.3 billion annually, and around $640 million of that money goes to stem cell research. Individual states are spending more towards stem cell research than the federal government. For example, the California Institute of Regenerative Medicine authorized a bond sale to generate $3 billion for embryonic stem cell research over a 10-year period. But what do you think? Do you think embryonic stem cell research is morally correct or not? Take our survey and look at our results to see how your opinion lines up with others.